Master Command, please protect the show and the broadcast and me. Good morning, Marinette. Good morning, everybody. This is the morning edition of Encounters, the #1 spiritual late night talk show, usually on at 11 o'clock in the evening. And now we're trying to do some morning shows here. We'll see how that goes. So this is the morning edition of the spiritual show Encounters, the spiritual UFO talk show here. Excuse me, a little bit of apple cider. Grand Rising. Good morning, all the new people. So for those that aren't familiar with our show, good morning. We're usually on nighttime regularly for over a year and almost 2 years going into September. And this is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on all the social media. I'm host of WESU's Pacifica radio show, NPR radio show, The Cosmic Eye, for 21 years. I'm with the Astro Command. I'm a contactee. And I've had many, what I call spaceship sightings since the 60s. And I have a wealth of knowledge on the spiritual aspects of the whole UFO subject. Because I'm a contactee, I'm not just somebody into nuts and bolts. I get into encounters, people's visitations, people's stories. I have information about disclosure. I'm here to bust the matrix, bust belief systems in the 3D world, here to bring people out of the 3D world into the realm of the cosmic. That's right. Please share and like. Please follow. Glad to have all the new people coming here and finding our show. You might have heard about us. This is the Encounters show, yes. The one show that is actually a real show here on social media, on TikTok. Unlike any other, this is a show. We don't fool around here. You know, we interview people. We've had many guests. A lot of people have come forward. They can tell their story without being afraid that people are going to jump on them. They don't do that here because we run a show like I do my radio program. I run it the same way here on Encounters. Hey, Thor, good to see you. Good morning. Good morning, Julie, and everybody coming in here. Welcome to the morning show here of Encounters. And we'll see who might be out there. You know, I'm just going to randomly invite people. All right. And you can do the same thing. I just invited about 10 people. For every 5 or 10 people you invite, that's a good thing. Invite only people that you think would be interested in what we talk about. Gabby, welcome to the show. Everybody coming in here, welcome. You're watching Encounters, the morning edition. Normally on at 11 at night for 2 hours. This will be on from 9 till about 10:15. An hour and 15-minute show. My late night show is 2 hours. Sometimes a slightly bit over, but usually 2 hours. That show we have usually 200 to 300 people on there. But we're gonna get people used to the mornings when we can come on here, and hopefully we'll get that many people on here who are interested in the subject. It says we have 18 people here. That's crazy. 17? That's got to be wrong. Usually, even in the morning, we get more people. As people find out we're on here this morning, pass the word, brothers and sisters. The Brooklyn Slim, did you hear anything about a UFO crash in Florida recently? No, but Brooklyn Slim, have you heard anything about a UFO crash in Florida? If you have, we'd love to hear your story about it. Or if anybody in Florida is watching the show and you have heard about a UFO crash happening in Florida, Encounters wants to know about it. I want to know about it. I am Encounters. AC, welcome. Jim, Cortez, thank you for the follow. We welcome all the new to you. Paul, welcome. Ray and Mary, welcome to the show. Boy, I haven't spoken to Ray and Mary in a while. Adventures, welcome Adventures X. Hey, Half Pint. Laundred Karma, UFO spotted 2 nights ago over New Jersey. Laundred, okay, so I'm going to bring Laundred Karma up here because I always want to know what's happening out there, and you're my eyes and ears. So the way it works here, you got to be over 18, no kids on the camera, no smoking, no vaping, no cursing, no paranormal discussion. Essentially that's pretty much it. No drugs, no drinking, the whole bit. We keep the show really highly at a high vibe, and we always want to keep it that way. So Laundred Karma, and you have to be over 18. So we're going to see Laundred Karma. Can you tell us about that story? I'm going to invite you up here, and I'd like to hear about that story. UFO spotted 2 nights ago over New Jersey, 2:30 in the morning. Come on up. All right.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How you doing?
Good to have you on here. We're usually on at night with our big show. We're doing some morning shows now. So tell us about this. I'm intrigued. Now, where were these spotted sightings of these UFOs?
Okay, so I follow a guy on here. His name is Legal Monster. Okay, and
Okay.
I was scrolling through the other night, like 2 nights ago, and he was going nuts, saying, "Look at this thing! Look at this thing!" Because what he follows is all aircraft over New Jersey, like anywhere in the U.S. He follows aircraft,
Really?
military,
Okay.
whatever.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
There was it actually came out yesterday in the New York Post that there was 4 lights or 4 somethings. We were actually tracking it on the live radar.
Yeah.
And these things were moving like crazy. They actually scrambled fighter jets out of Pomona Air Base in New Jersey.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they put them up in the sky, and they were following us. And you could see where the fighters were, and these things were just moving crazy, like on the radar.
Really?
And everything. Yeah, so where I was at in New Jersey at the time, I was in New Jersey. I walked outside, and I got pictures of this light, and I don't know, it was too big to be a planet and way too bright and too big to be a star. And I took pictures of it 1 second. I turned around, looked at my phone, looked back up, take a picture. I was going. It was wild.
Now, was that the one? Is that the one that they say in New York was a big, huge light that people were seeing, and it was like stationary, and it was really bright?
These were at that time. I don't know. I didn't hear about the one in New York, but the New York Post just put out an article yesterday about these lights were dancing. There was pilots that actually had saw it too, like pilots, like commercial airline pilots. Yes.
Okay, so as I listen to this story without knowing this other person, we've been talking about how there's going to be eventually contact on Earth, and the cities are also going to be affected by visual sightings. And obviously, if they had scrambled Air Force jets to go to check these things out, number one, that tells us one thing right off the bat: it's not reverse engineered technology from our government. This is an unknown situation of extraterrestrial craft that are in our atmosphere, and they want to be seen. Obviously, they wanted to be seen because the Air Force had to scramble jets.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, wow, because the guy on that follows all these aircraft and everything on TikTok, he was going nuts, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I looked at it and I shared live out, and then I got people that I know up in Newark, New Jersey, and these things, what they were doing was they were coming in, they were flying down, flying from like Newark area down to like Long Island's coming down towards Newark, going all the way down towards Philly, looping around and going back. They kept making these ovals,
really,
like these long ovals. Yeah. Yep.
It sounds like the beings and there are intelligent beings in these craft, these spaceships. They are spaceships. So essentially, I mean, how big they are, I don't know. I'm just listening to the story, trying to get some visual images in my head. But what they're doing is, which is ingenious, is they're going in populated areas, and I've got to imagine between Philly, New Jersey, and even the Long Island area where this thing's in the perimeter's moving around, and the Air Force jets are scrambled. Now it's in the a major paper that I have to imagine many people in these areas saw these objects.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, it was 2:30 a.m.
Oh yeah,
but I'm sure
if they were awake at 2:30.
Yeah. maybe drivers, truck drivers, whoever on the highways, whatever. Because when I went outside and took a picture of it, I was like, what is that? It was huge. And I took a picture of it and just looked out on my phone to make sure I got the picture, look back up to take another picture of it going.
Can you send me a copy of the picture?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to give you my email for the show. I'd like to see that one, analyze it. It's CmdR.
Hold on, let me get it.
No problem.
Pen real quick. Give me 1 second.
And folks, you're watching Encounters, so this is really new information for me and also for our audience. I don't think everybody knew about this. This has happened, 2 nights ago, 2:30 in the morning, and that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, New York Post. The New York Post just put a story out about it.
Yeah.
That these commercial pilots were saying they were lights and they were dancing in the sky. It was pretty wild. It's pretty wild, actually.
And for the New York Post, that's a major paper like the New York Times, to post something like this, obviously there's somebody there that's interested in the subject matter who's writing for them. So that's a plus.
What's your email?
So my email is CmdRAleon @AOL.com. And that's my email for the show.
What is it? CmdR?
AL E like an echo, ON @AOL.com. That's for the show. And that's where I deal with all my media stuff regarding Encounters.
Okay.
Great. I'm glad you came up. And what's your first name?
Chris,
nice to meet you, man. I'm glad you came up here and gave us a little scoop about what's going on. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
I've
never seen anything like that.
Yeah, no, and you saw it. So I definitely want to see the photo. We might even share it on here once we take a look at it. So I appreciate you very much coming up here and giving everybody information.
Yeah, I'll send it over to you. Thanks for having me.
And this other person, let them know about our show. I'd like to get them on here if you know them.
Yeah, his name's Legal Monster.
Legal Monster, okay. All right, Legal Monster, okay. I'll have to remember that. Hey, thank you very much for coming up.
All right, thanks. Have a good day.
You too. And we're going to bring you down gently on the show here. And let me see here. We got Half Pint. We're Half Pints in the Appalachian Mountains. I'm going to bring them up. They're friends of the show up in the Appalachian Mountains in Pennsylvania. And they had some stuff going on. I've been watching their posts. So, Mary and Ray, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Mary, how are you?
Pretty good. It's just me today.
Okay, so tell us, I've been very quietly looking at your posts and analyzing some stuff. Tell us what's going on up there.
Oh my God. So last night around 4:30 in the morning, this big old ship was up above the house, no noise. And I took pictures of it and it looks like there's pods on this thing with windows.
Really?
Yeah. And it looked like it had a breather hole on the top of this pod.
Now, when you say pod, can you explain that to people watching this, what you mean by pod?
Okay, so it's something that you would sit in and you're covered. People have been seeing them come out of the sky. I've been seeing pictures of them. And we didn't see it. It's almost like it told me to look outside. So I looked outside and there it was. It was huge.
When you say huge, the spaceship was huge. Would you say it was as big as a bus or 2 buses or 3 buses? How big was this thing?
Well,
you don't have to be exact.
Wow, man, this thing was pretty big, man. It was bigger than a bus. Could have been bigger than an airplane. I'm not sure, but it was big.
How low was the spaceship over your house? And folks, you have to understand, they're in a remote area in the Appalachian Mountains. They're way up in the Appalachian Mountains in Pennsylvania. They're not near a lot of houses in a housing development, correct?
No.
No. So they're in a very, very countrified area all the way up in the mountains of the Appalachians.
If
so
you can remind me how to bring up pictures, I can show you right now.
Okay. You have to just go into your thing. You'll see if you go into a thing where it says enhance.
Okay.
And then you go into effects. Enhance and effects. When you go into effects, let me see here, hold on a minute. I might be doing that wrong. You're going to go into enhance, and then you're going to go into effects. So when you go into effects, you'll have the ability to change. So if I turn the camera, okay, let's see. So you go into effects. I turned your camera off, but if you go into effects, I'm going to turn your camera. I just turned your camera off. I'm going to turn it back on, but I don't know why I did that. Anyway, you go into effects and you press. I just got myself on camera. You press the effects button, and there you go. You have the pictures right there. You go. Let me get out of this thing and go back into my other thing here. Hold on a minute. Okay, we're back. Okay, we're back to normal. All right, so tell us what's happened in here. Show us what you got.
Okay, so when I was taking pictures last night, because I don't have a really good camera, so when I take pictures, if I would have had a good cameraman, we would have had a good video. But
Okay.
do you see these pods right here?
Yeah, move your head out. Move your head out of the way, and we'll take a look at them. So, she's talking about these. You're talking about the pods of the big round things, correct?
Yep, these right here.
Now, are those connected to the spaceship?
Yep.
Wow. And how big are those pods?
They must be big. I mean, I'm talking about good size. So
now the pods look like they have windows.
Yep, and they have round bottoms, and we've been seeing round circles in our yard and around our area.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking
Wow.
they're sending those down.
So, are those the Anunnaki ships doing that?
I don't know what ship's doing it. I just know that it was a big ship, wasn't making no sound whatsoever, and it was just...
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not
we
getting.
couldn't see the pods until I took a picture.
At the moment, I am not getting anything negative. Let me ask you a question. You're up there. You're living up there in the Appalachians. Thank you for the gift. You're living up there in the Appalachians. What are you feeling about what you just saw with the ship and the pods coming off the ship and thinking they're coming down on the ground in your area?
Well,
what do you feel?
Well, I didn't really feel anything when I seen this ship.
Okay.
Not like I normally would. It was really weird. Like, I didn't really have a feeling from it. And
Yeah.
it was up there for at least 5 hours.
This ship, this big ship with the pods hooked up to it,
Yep.
was hovering over your area in the Appalachian Mountains for 5 hours straight.
Yep, right above my trailer.
That's amazing. And when did that happen? Last night?
Yep, around 4 o'clock in the morning.
Last night. And you got it recorded at 4 in the morning. You got the pods, which is documented proof that you've got stuff there. You've got a ship that the pods are connected to a large spaceship, and the pods themselves are big enough to hold a human being, and it shows what appears to be a window of some sort.
Yep, and at the top of that pod, it looks like a breather hole. Like for somebody to breathe, you know, because you can't breathe in carbon monoxide, right? So I'm thinking that's obviously a breather hole.
Right. So Lily says, did any of the neighbors get footage? I mean, your neighbors, they have only, it's up in the mountains, they're in the country. So did you talk to any of your neighbors? Did they see anything?
Well, you know, my neighbors around here aren't very forthwith, so I don't ask.
You don't ask. So even if they saw anything, they wouldn't tell you. They'd be very hush-hush about it.
Yeah.
Now, let's see. My footsie book says, can we see a closer pic or video, please? Well, you don't have any video. You have pictures, right?
The video I have doesn't really show anything. I mean, my camera sucks, man. I'm telling you, if I would have had a good enough camera, I would have got the whole ship in view.
You got to
show you some different pictures.
You guys have got to update yourself really quick with another camera, another phone with a better camera.
Yeah, I need security cameras too, because I'm telling you, I would be catching some really cool stuff.
You have to do what my friend April's doing. Have security cameras and get a better phone. You know, I would suggest that in the next few days you better look at getting, talk to somebody at T-Mobile or something about a better phone with a good camera on it to record.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, it was sitting up there for hours. I mean, if I would have had a good enough camera, I could have videotape the whole thing.
I wish I'd been there. I would have been like, not only would I've wanted to videotape it, I would have tried to make contact with them and find out who they are. Obviously, I'm not feeling anything negative because they didn't come into pods and land on your property and come in and take you on the ship and abduct you. So we know
No.
that they're not there for any purposes. So I believe that they're connected with the star people. And I think if that's happened again, you guys need to take advantage of communicating with them and actually not just taking pictures. I think you need to physically go forward, you and Ray, out there and say, okay, can you come down and physically meet us? And we'd like to communicate with you. Can you tell us who you are? And are you with the Anunnaki? Are you with some star group of star beings? Can you communicate with us? I think you need to do that. That's I'm getting very clearly in my energy field. You need to do that.
I was doing that last night, okay? And as soon as I asked who it was, I don't remember what exactly I said, but they flashed me. Like a poof, flash.
A flash of confirmation.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh no, it's definitely, they're flashing you a confirmation.
Yeah, it was a trip. I was like, whoa, where did that flash come from?
Right, no. You see, what they're doing is they're giving you a subtle communications. They're being bold by showing you the ship and the pods. They're actually saying to you, Mary, okay, we're acknowledging you intelligently with a flash of light. That's the beginning of contact. What you need to do is now take a light, when they flash a light at you, flash a light once at them on their ship. And then what you need to do is mentally in your mind communicate with them because they're telepathic. And you need to say to yourself, I'm ready for contact. You're here. It's safe. You can come off the ship and meet us and see what happens. I would say in the next few nights, reach out to them again. And I have a feeling they're going to be back.
I'm almost wondering if that was the ship remember that first ship that I caught when I got a picture of those tall beings in the doorway? Yeah. Remember when I first came on here, I got that big old ship. I'm wondering if it's them.
Well, if it's big tall beings in the doorway, it could be the Anunnaki ship.
Right.
So I keep going back to that. I think it is an Anunnaki spaceship. And I think that, I don't want to say anything, but I think as I'm listening to your story, you need to make the initial contact. They're actually getting bold enough in the mountains to want to to contact you physically and actually have a physical meeting like this, like you and I are talking. I think you've had your contact with the Anunnaki for months and months and months on and off. I think now they're saying, okay, if you want to meet us, we are ready to meet you. Are you willing to meet us? No. Are you and Ray ready to do that?
Oh yeah, we're ready. I'm ready. Okay. I'm like, Commander, something happened here. I don't know what it was, but I got scared out of my wits here for a minute. Really, I did. Because I got attacked by something. Okay? They almost broke my knee. So that's why I haven't been on TikTok. I haven't been doing nothing. But then that ship last night was like, oh, wow. And I ran, I booked it outside just so I could take video or whatever of it. Yeah. But it didn't make me feel bad or I didn't feel any evil coming off of it. And I'm like, wow, man, if that's you, can you please come down here and introduce yourselves? I would really love that. Okay, so the part where you had the bad experience, there was the Anunnaki had not been around when that happened, correct? No, so check this out. So we have a lake out here, and there's something bad at this lake. And when we went over there, me and Ray were sky watching, at this lake, and they attacked me. They tried to break my knee so I would leave. Now, when you say they attacked you, were these negative ETs that were there? That must have been because I didn't see them, but I felt them grab my knee. So they were invisible. Yeah. Okay. Well, when you meet the Anunnaki, they need to go into that lake and take out whatever's there. When I say take out, I mean get rid of them and send them wherever they came from
They might be
Right.
using that lake as a base, the negative ETs, at the same token you're having contact with the Anunnaki. So you're going to have to ask for the Anunnaki to help you and tell them what's happening. Tell them where the lake is. They probably already know the lake. Tell them that could they go into the lake and take out those negative ETs that were attacking you. That's just totally wrong. Totally wrong.
And then
You know?
and then after that, so I'm at home and they attacked my back.
At your home.
Yeah, I was like, all right, what in the heck is this? So check this out. So I found this vibration thing, this frequency thing, right? I haven't had problems with them ever since.
When you say you found this frequency thing, can you explain what that is?
Okay, so I go on YouTube and there's this frequency for bad aliens. So I went on there and I haven't been messed with since because I play it every day.
So this frequency thing stops the negative ETs.
Yeah, well, it doesn't totally stop them, but it does get them to back off so you can think a little better without them screwing with you. Yeah.
Oh, they don't like the sound of the frequency, so they back off.
No. Yep.
Interesting. Well, you need to ask the Anunnaki when you connect with them, folks. She's connected, her and her husband. Just to give you a simple backdrop on the story. They've been having contact with the Anunnaki for how long? I don't know.
It's been over a year
Almost
now.
A year, right? Over a year. They've also had negative ETs try to interfere with them too. You see, with the good comes the other ones that want to try to mess things up. So what you need to do is ask the Anunnaki, and they have the power to do this. They can get rid of those negative ETs in the lake that were following you home. I would recommend that you ask the Anunnaki to assist you. I want you both to meditate and call for the Anunnaki. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do this. I'm going to help you right now with this, okay? I'm going to speak to the Anunnaki. If any way I can communicate with them, I don't know if I will be able to or not. I don't know what frequency they're on vibrationally. I just know they're there. But I would ask the Anunnaki, since you're here with me, and maybe they hear it, the Anunnaki that you're connected with, to assist Mary and Ray and go into that lake and get rid of the negative ETs and send them off planet. You know, I don't have any control of that, but you do because you're there. So I would recommend that you and Ray take the initiative boldly, go to that lake, I would say during the day, and I would ask that the Anunnaki help you, and that you also say you're both Christed beings of light, and you are representatives of the light, and that you are no longer allowed in the lake, and you're to leave this area and to go off planet where you came from. And if you both take that initiative in your strength and your spirit, you'll be able to do it. But you can also definitely ask for the Anunnaki to assist you. That's the first thing I would ask you to do before you do anything.
So check this out. Also, there is this vortex around my area. The area. I'm not talking around my property. I'm talking about like a 50 radius area. There is this vortex over us, right? Mm-hmm. So you can feel it when you drive through the energy field of it. So the other day, me and Ray were driving, and I'm snapping pictures. You know me, I take pictures constantly, right?
Right.
So I'm snapping pictures, and all of a sudden, it got really white. And I'm going, and the car felt funny, like it hit into a barrier, right? And I'm thinking, oh my God, we're going through a vortex, wormhole. We're going through something right now because my pictures are like bright white for about a half a mile.
Wow.
Yeah. And it felt really weird. Like, you can just feel the energy in your body. It makes your body vibrate when you come through it.
So did you feel, you're driving on the road, correct?
Yep.
You're driving? Did you feel when you went through what you call a portal or a vortex that things look differently around you?
Oh, yeah.
Or did you not notice?
Well, you know, so when you're going through this thing, it's really hard to explain, but your body is feeling something that you don't normally feel. Like
Hmm.
you can come through it and you can feel like really bad on the other side, okay? But then other
Hmm.
times you can come through it and you feel really good on the other side. It's really weird.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot happening with the galactic portals opening up all over the place, and you're up in the mountains, so things are happening, and there's been an historical nature for the Appalachian area, throughout the whole Appalachian area, of ancient connections to non-terrestrial beings. It's just for whatever it is on Earth, the Appalachians have been a part of that history, and even more so now because of what you're experiencing. I'm really getting a strong indication we need to kick butt on those negative ETs that attacked you. And I'm really saying we need to kick some butt. And so, how are we going to do that? The Anunnaki, you need to today, when you're not on the live, you and Ray need to meditate and call the Anunnaki to assist and help you, because they're your star family, they're your friends. So you need to ask them to go to the lake where you are in the mountain and get rid of the negative ETs that have been attacking you.
Well, I'm telling you, they're not just at the lake. So I have coal mines around here,
Okay.
and I have a really great big one, like about a half mile up the road. And I'm
coal
telling
mine,
you,
okay.
there's something in those mines
They
because
probably
when
have.
I snap pictures,
Mhm.
it's just weird.
Well, they probably have a base in the mines. Are the mines
Yep,
are the mines closed?
yep,
Okay, perfect. So if the mines are closed and no humans going in there, negative ETs say we'll set up a base here and do what we're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. They've got a
yep.
they've got a base in the lake. They have a big base or a base in the coal mine, in the mining area of the mine. They have some sort of a base there. They figure no one's going to know they're there, so they're very sneaky. But now that you said that, you need to have the Anunnaki go in there and take them out of the coal mine and out of the lake area and around the whole perimeter of your area. They need to take them out and send them off planet, not to come back again. That's what the
And
Anunnaki need to do.
the other thing is that people need to understand is these bad ones. I know you don't like talking about the paranormal, but I
No, I
swear to
don't.
God, I have had the paranormal around my life, my whole life. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
But
believe you.
these things are like demons, man.
There are
They
negative
do
ETs
not
that.
stop.
Yeah, these are negative ETs that are definitely from a lower vibrational planetary system, and that, for lack of a better word, I understand what you're saying that, and they like to suck energy out and do what they do. And there are ETs that are lower vibrational that are from the third dimension. So they're from the third dimension. They are advanced, but they are negative. That's the difference between that. If you have a higher vibrational spiritual being, they're mostly 95% human, and they'll always be of a love frequency. You'll know the difference. What you need to do is ask the Anunnaki to come in and take them out. And I'm asking the Anunnaki, through my talking to you, that you proceed to give them the communications to do this. You need to kick their butt. No matter how mean they are, their butts are going to get kicked.
Yeah.
They need to have their
I'm
butts
so
kicked.
glad, Commander. You have no idea. I am so glad I found that frequency because if I wouldn't have found that, I
Mhm.
don't know where my mind would have been. You know what I mean? Because they were
Yeah,
messing with me constantly, like
yeah,
and you don't see them.
yeah.
That's
Well,
what I'm talking about. They're almost
that's
paranormal.
no. The reason why you don't see them, not because they're paranormal, because they're chicken. They don't want to show
Yeah.
themselves, because then if they showed their physical bodies, you and Ray would probably kick their butts.
Oh yeah, we would.
It has nothing to do with the paranormal. They are sneaky ETs that they figure they have the ability to be unseen, so they can do what they do, but they're still physical. So then they can touch you physically. Say, where are you? But you can't see them
Right.
because they're being sneaky. You see, you're gonna kick their butt. That's what you got to do.
So I can tell when they're around me now because I get this thing on my back. It feels
Yeah.
like my nerves are acting up. So
Yep.
that's when I know they're around me. Not only that, but these things stink like death or
Yeah.
sulfur. They stink really bad. So if they're around
Well,
you, you're gonna get this certain smell. Play that frequency, and they'll leave you alone for a couple hours.
yeah. Well, that's because they've been hanging around in the coal mine for so long. They probably do
Yeah.
stink. but not the pun for a thing. So the way I work. Being Ashtar commander, when I hear stories like this, don't play around with the people like this, like Ray and Mary, because you're going to get your butts kicked.
Yeah.
I mean, you got me amped up here. If I was over there right now, I'd be kicking their butts myself. I don't
Commander,
care who
it
they
got
are.
so bad that I was sleeping with a knife next to my bed. So if I seen
wow.
one of them, that would be the end of them.
Yeah, but just take my word. You have the connection with the Anunnaki. Their ship was the big ship was there the other night. Have them help. Ask for their help. Tell them what's going on. Until they're there. Obviously, you have an open link to the Anunnaki. Why not? They're your star family. Ask them. You need some help. Can you help me? Will you do that? Will you guys do that?
Oh yeah, we'll do it tonight when we're out there. Because I'm going back out there tonight. Because if that ship shows up again, I'm going to say, hey man, you guys got to come down here and introduce yourself.
No, and also you need not only introduce themselves, they need to help you get rid of the negative ETs that are really mean, that have been affecting your area. They need to get them off the planet. They need to take them right off.
We're not the only ones in my area that are being affected by these things. Because
sure
me and Ray can see the different personalities that are happening around us. And I'm telling you, these people are being affected out here.
Oh, no, they are. Well, obviously, these negative ETs don't care who they affect. They're there for one thing, to just hurt people. And that's not cool. That's just not cool.
Now,
so they're going to have to be dealt with.
I do have a question, though. So I've been doing a lot of research on this. And I've been hearing about generational things happening. I'm almost wondering, because my mom used to tell me we had a generational curse. I'm almost wondering if that was our generational curse. Yeah,
don't go for that. Even your mom said that. Evidently, in that area, you're dealing with not a curse. You're dealing with very, very negative ETs that have probably been there for as long as your mom was there. They've probably been there
Mom's
before you.
Mom's seen them too. Mom's seen pictures. She got pictures of them in the woods.
Yeah. So they have a base there. They have they're negative ETs with a base in the coal mines in that area. And that's exactly what's going on. And when I read the story of your energy, of what you're telling me, they are definitely nasty ETs. They're probably the nastiest of the bunch of ETs I've heard about. I don't know what they call themselves, but I know that they need their butts kicked in and sent off planet. That's all I know.
Yeah, I did. So I've also been hearing that there's ones with no names, and they're mean.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are.
Let me just put it this way. Understand something. When negative ETs cannot physically manifest and show themselves to you, that means they're scared. So what they're doing is they're mean because they don't have to be seen, so they figure they can hit you over the head with a stick or something. But if they were physically seen, you can kick their butts. Yeah. They'd be running the other way. The only thing they have over you is the fact that they are able to cloak themselves, so you can't see them. But they are physical. Right. They're not folks. They're not transparent or not physical. They are totally physical. For whatever reason, they have the ability. The only one ability they have that protects them from being seen from people is they don't let anyone see them. They just go. They go disguised. You see, they go into a nothingness, like a cloak. But if they were to be seen, people could kick their butts. They don't have any power.
Oh, and by the way, so I've been watching in the woods, and we keep seeing these things with suits on. And I'm thinking it's the bad ones. That's how they cloak themselves. Mm-hmm. It's with these suits, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know what that's about. When you say they have suits on, what do they look like?
You know that creature on that movie?
Hold on, we're trying to think of what we could compare it to.
You know that movie with what's his name with the horns? What is that?
What's his name with the horns?
Yeah, what is it called? And you got that fish thing. Where's the?
I have no idea.
What I do know is
anyway.
So here's the you just need it. Just simply is this. You had to show the picture again right behind you. Let's see the picture. That is definitely a positive spaceship. Obviously, and I think it could be Anunnaki. And then you have these negative ETs that have been there for years and years and years since your mom was alive, and probably before your mom was alive, getting away with stuff on that part of the Appalachian. Now that they've been exposed, you really do have to get the Anunnaki to get them out of there.
Yeah, I think they've been here forever.
Yeah. Well, now they need to get their butts out of there and sent off planet.
Yeah.
It has been getting that close here.
It has been getting calmer here, though.
Oh, good.
Actually, it was really calm last night when that ship was up there. I mean, we didn't feel nothing bad here.
No, that ship is a very high vibrational ship of beings. You need to ask them to get rid of those beings that were interfering with you. That's the first thing in order. Once you do that, and once you tell me, Commander, the Anunnaki went in there and kicked their butts, then I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I'm always happy, but I'll be happier to know that you've done that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll do that tonight when we go out there.
And I'm glad I came on this morning. I'm trying to do some morning shows here for people that have not watched our show. We're usually on with our big show at night at about 11 o'clock. We usually have 250 to 300 people on my nighttime show, and we're usually on for about 2 hours. So welcome all the new people to Encounters. Okay, Ray and Mary, I'm going to let you go. I thank you for showing the pit. So let's just look at the pod one more time. Can you take your head out of the... So this is a ship from last night, a big ship, and these were pods that had windows in them, and they got a picture of it. They couldn't take a film at their camera for videotaping isn't that good, but the picture's not too bad. So thanks again for showing that.
All right, thank you, Commander, for allowing me to come up. I was just really curious about these pods because I was like, "Whoa, check that out!"
I'm glad you documented them, and yeah, definitely when that ship, call back the Anunnaki ship and ask them for help, and I think let me know what happens. Okay.
Okay, I will.
All right, we'll see those guys. We're gonna. Oh, you're welcome. I'm gonna let you off the ship. And you're watching Encounters, so, these are things like that. Like I've always said something about these things. When it comes to negative ETs, I always believe that they have to get their butts kicked off the planet. And when I say that, I mean it. No more of this negative ET stuff with human beings. Hey, Johnny, good to see you, brother. No more of that. It's just not right. So when I hear stories like that from people, and people I know, very simply, all we have to do, if they're in touch with the Anunnaki, which they are, ask their Anunnaki friends to get rid of those negative ETs. Who was the first person to report a UFO? Oh man, that's a good question. I have no idea. Who was the first person? If I were to Google search it and cheat, probably I could get some information like that, but I really don't know who was the first person. You know what I mean? Happy Thursday, that's true, my footsie. We take care of them for you. Let's see here. That's my friend. Hetty Morning, Rose Well, Templar Nights Rains. Welcome to the show, everybody. We're on till about 10:15 this morning. Joseph says I was the Livermore, something Livermore. I'm just reading people's stuff. Joshua, yes, positive vibes back to you, brother. I am seeing ships so much lately. My brother saw some for the first time. Won't come back. J9er, we're going to bring you up to talk about I've been seeing ships so much lately. My brother saw some for the first time. Won't come back. If you can come up, J9er, we'll bring you up here on Encounters. I got my Alexa app listening to me. Alexa. What's going on, Alexa? Okay. J9, welcome to the show.
Can you hear me?
There you are. Yeah, good morning. Yeah. How are you?
It's been absolute crazy.
Go ahead. Yeah, you were saying here in your comments on the show that you've been seeing a lot of spaceships. Can you tell us a little bit where you are and when that started happening?
seeing spaceships about 6 years ago, and they started. I called them floaters and flyers because some would just stay above my house, and others would fly, just fly past. But the other day, I've been seeing a lot, and I have a whole lot of pictures and videos.
Okay, you're fading out there. You're something about video. Say it over again.
Hundreds of videos and pictures of spacecrafts, and my brother came from Arizona. I'm in Washington State, and my brother came to visit me from Arizona, and he never believed me that I was seeing things, even though I had proof, in pictures. He always, thought I was just kind of crazy. Well, he came here and we were outside, him and his girlfriend and I was saying goodbye to his girlfriend. She was leaving. And I said, Jay, look. And that's my brother's name. And he looks up and there was a spacecraft coming at us. And I said, look, this one's coming right toward us. And he, by the way, worked at Boeing and he just retired from Boeing. Really? Yeah.
Wow.
And he says, he looks up and I said, look at that. This spaceship came straight over to us. And it sounded kind of like an airplane, which is really weird because it was not an airplane. I've been doing this 6 years now. Anyways,
6 years, yeah.
And then it stopped directly above us. And
really?
It sat there for about 20 seconds. And I said to my brother, mind you, he's a manly man. I said, oh my gosh, isn't this cool? Wave at them. And he waved at him. And I thought I was going to die laughing because, he was doing what I was telling him to do. And normally he'd be like telling me that it's not real,
Right.
Anyway, so he's waving at him. And then pretty soon, after about 20 seconds, it was like they started back up. It sounds funny because I don't think they even have noise. I think it was just something they did.
Right.
But it took off, and then it slowly took off, and it just was flashing lights at us the whole time. But I see things almost every single night. I have proof in my pictures, and
Have you had, with 6 years of proof, you've had documented 6 years. This is amazing, folks. She's documented 6 years video, probably photographs of spaceships coming over your location, correct?
a portal near me because it is busy. If it's not cloudy, it's busy.
Whereabouts are you located for my viewers all over the place? Where are you located?
Kind of by Mount Rainier.
Oh, you're in out mountain state of Washington. Yeah. Your audio is breaking up. Can you try to fix that?
Yeah.
No audio now. You're not even coming through the microphone. Bring your audio levels up on your button.
Is that better?
Nope, you're still low. You were good and then you're not good.
Let's see. I didn't move. I'm at the same spot.
Well, now you're good. Do you have any pictures could you bring any of those pictures up on the screen here for people to see?
On my page. I'm not real good at this, so I'm not sure how I would do that.
So in your gallery, all you've got to do is you go into enhance. It's an enhance thing on your TikTok. And then when you go there, you have a thing where you can do a green screen. When you go to the green screen thing, it opens up all your photos. When you go to you get to the photos, you can actually add the photo. Then you get to the photos, you can actually add the photo. Then you get to the photos, you can actually add the photo. Then you get to the photos, you can actually add the photo. Then you get to the photos, you can actually add the photo. Oh, hello. Oh my gosh. Are you still there? And now what's happening? You're getting feedback. Now what's happening? You're getting feedback. J9, your phone is... You're getting feedback. J9, you're getting feedback. Wait a minute. Okay. She's doing something with her phone. I think she's getting feedback. Yeah. And what if she did? Now she's using earpods or a headphone. I want to see the photos. She's getting some feedback. J9er, you didn't do anything. That's really weird. So You were getting feedback. Let me bring you back up. You didn't touch anything. I'm going to bring you back up, Jay Niner. This is just totally weird. If strange things are going to happen, they're going to happen on my show, folks. I mean, let's see what happens here. Are you there?
I'm here.
I don't hear you. Okay,
Here.
let me bring my volume up. Okay, now I hear you. Yeah, I know what happened. Did you hear the feedback coming over your phone?
Horrible. That's never happened to me before.
Well, something really weird was going on there, and I didn't do anything, and I'm wearing my earpods, so I have no idea what to tell you. But, okay, so when we were talking about the ships coming over your house, I was trying to show you how to get the photos on here, and that's when that happened. So, to get the photos on the screen, on your TikTok, if you go to the enhance button, like if you press your enhance button, there's a thing called effects. So if you go to the effects one, it will bring up the ability to take pictures from your gallery and show photos.
The enhance button.
Yeah, you have an enhance button on your TikTok right there. You see it?
I'm not good at that. Is it on the bottom or the top?
Yeah, well, when I'm live on mine, it's on the bottom. It says more enhance. It has a little share thing, and it has a little subscribe button if you're live. On your thing, there should be the ability to go to that. So you'll have to do is learn how to do that. If you can't do it today, take time to learn about your TikTok modes. And there is the ability when, let's say, if you're going live, like for example, actually, let me see here. Yeah, you have over 1,000 followers. So I want you to go on your camera. So what you're going to do is there'll be a camera icon. Bring the camera up, and I'll show you how to do this.
Well, I see a mic, and then I see a star for subscribe. I don't see anything like that at all.
Yeah, you do have a camera. So on your TikTok, if I look at it, I can see the camera. It says microphone, gifts, camera, expand, countdown. So on your TikTok, there is a camera, just like every TikTok. You have over 1,000 followers.
That to me, it said turn on camera, so I turned it on.
Okay.
But
You just turned it on?
I didn't do it.
You just turned on your camera? I'm trying to turn on your camera from where I am, and I can't do it.
Now, enhance and effects, it says.
Yeah, go to enhance. And then you're going to do, then you're going to go to your photos. Hey, Taz. And you should be able to bring it. But I'm not seeing you physically yet on the camera because for whatever reason, you're not. I'm just seeing your picture, but you can take the picture off and go live on the camera part. I do this with people sometimes on my show, folks, to help them learn how to go live on the camera.
It's my picture.
Taz. Yeah. So you're going to go to your picture, and then you can bring the picture on here so people can see some of the spaceships that you've documented recently and within the last 6 years.
Them.
I'm sorry, say again?
I don't know where to go to get them. I mean, it says, and I hit enhance, and then,
right.
But
what happens when you press the enhance button and you go to effects, you go to the effects, enhance and then effects, the effects button will show under the green screen, go under the green screen, then all your pictures will show up that you can put behind on the green screen. So you choose the picture, press the picture, and then it takes over the green screen behind you. Then you're able to show the photo.
Pictures.
We're gonna have to work with you on that. I mean, if I was there, I'd have it done in 2 seconds. We're gonna have to show you how to do it.
I'm not good at this stuff right now. I mean, I'm really not. In fact, the first time I ever showed a picture was on TikTok, and I sent it to you via email.
Yeah. What you need to do is
I'm not real good at this.
Send me a couple of pictures of your best photos, and when we have you on, I'll show the pictures on my screen. I'll be happy to do that.
day because I have so many good ones. You're gonna just be surprised if you go to my page too. There's a bunch of stuff. I mean, I actually have a video that has one ship going into another ship and then taking off. And I pulled over to take this video because for some reason it was kind of telling me pull over. So I did on my way home, and I literally saw this huge bright light, and I followed it with my camera, and it went right up into this other big light, and then just one flew away. The big one, the little one was gone. So I think it went in it.
Yeah, no, yeah. If the mothership, then the little ship can go physically in it, and I've seen pictures where there's a mothership and other ships going into the bigger ship. So that would be something that would happen. Well, we're about 10:06 in the morning here. I'm going to be winding it down, but send me the pictures. Do you have my email?
And another thing, one thing I see almost daily.
Okay, I'm losing again. So let me give you my email because I'm losing your audio. It's CmdrAleon.
Okay.
CmdRAleon at AOL.com for the show. Send me the pictures. I'll show them here on the show. Give me like a date of when they were done and where the locations were, and I'll be able to post them on here and let people see them.
YouTube.
How do people?
Figure out what I'm doing.
and on your page, do you have pictures on your page? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I do.
You do? Okay, your audio's breaking up. You might want to check your phone system out for some reason. How do they get to your page?
1 second, okay? My phone is weirding out on me, and it was just fine before I got on here. Hold on just a second.
Your phone is wearing out on you, okay. And like I said, weird things have happened. Like
See, there we go again. I don't know.
Okay. You're not doing that?
There we go again. I don't know. Okay, I'll let you go. Stop it.
It could be. Wow.
Wow, why is it doing this?
It could be your space people that you're in contact with.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Whew. Okay, Commander.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh man. Okay, so now I know. Now I know something here. I know something here. Okay. She's not touching her phone. She's not even touching her phone. Okay. No, I think she has contact with those space people for 6 years. I didn't get to talk to her about whether she had physical contact. Jay Niner, I'm going to ask you this question because it's really important. Have you had direct contact with space people, Jay Niner? Not yet. I think you're having contact with space people that are from those ships. I think when that happened, man, that echoing was happening. And technically, you weren't touching your phone. That doesn't happen by itself. I'm just meditating on this for a minute. I see ships all the time. Jay Niner, I think you're in contact with star people. And I'm not sure what's going on, and I'm not going to assume anything here. I want to, excuse me. I don't want to jump to a conclusion. I never do jump to a conclusion, but I want to tell you, and I'm just going solely by my consciousness, regardless of what anyone else thinks is happening to her. I have to go by what I get directly from myself. And I think you are having contact with star people. Now, you might not have had contact on a physical level yet, but I think you need to communicate with them. You know, I think that your electronics were going crazy. I don't know what happened. You know? Now, she's public, F-Pint. You wave at them. Yeah, you absolutely are having positive contact with them. I believe you can have physical contact with them. And I would be happy to help you understand how to do that. I wish I had more time. You're going to have to come on tonight at 11 o'clock. You're having contact with them, and it's not negative. What the echoing is, they're actually able to communicate. They're communicating through your phone. So Kenny Nash, who's been on my show, he says during the echoing, he heard their voices coming through your phone. So the space people are hooked up to your cell phone. They're kind of hooked up to your cell phone. They can do that, and they are hooked up to your cell phone. And Kenny Nash said he heard the voices. He heard a man's voice. John says he heard a man's voice. I only have a few minutes left. I want to bring one or two people up that heard voices in the echoing, not my voice, but heard other voices coming through the phone. Okay? And who should I'm going to bring Kenny Nash up. Okay, a couple people did. And I was wearing my earpods, so for me, everything was so loud. Hey, Kenny, good morning. How are you doing?
Hey, good morning. I'll keep it short because I know you're in a hurry. I'm a recording artist, and I've been in the studio a few times, and I made contact the first time, and I know the exact date. It was December 3rd, 2000. Once your frequency is tuned into that, you'll never go back to your other frequency. So immediately, and I'm so glad because I was just having breakfast scrolling through, and I found you, and a lot of times I can't find you, but once you tap into their frequency, and we're so close. And if y'all go to my page, I did post a picture of one landed on the beach. It was in Santa Barbara, and a friend of mine took the picture July 6th, and it's a full ship. It's on the beach, and it's probably one of the clearest pictures. And I just made a comment the night before. We got a picture of Kennedy in the car, but we can't get a clear picture. Well, they gave it to me the next day. So everyone, just like I said, just kind of throttle back, tap your frequency in. Don't try. It's there. And when you see the picture on my page, there's no photo doctor.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I want to get focused on Jay Niner because a few people now are saying they heard another voice coming through when the echoes happened.
Yeah, it was definitely there. Like I said, it was like I said, once you're it's vibration and frequency, but we have to tune in. But they're going to get clearer and clearer now because it used to make, when I would hear if it happened, it'd make me manic. Now I slow down and relax and go, wait a minute, it's like I can hear it. But it will, it's going to come in clear. Like I said, like you told us, you're preparing us for full contact. That's about as clear as you can get when you've got 160 people hearing this together. But I'm so calm about it now. But when you go to my page, it's like the next to the last post, there's a full ship on the beach. And you couldn't see it with the naked eye, but he got it in a picture and sent it to me. It was July 6th.
All right. Well, I want to get a few more comments about what happened to her.
I just want to tell everybody relax and just tap your frequency in. It's getting closer. But thank you so much. I'm so glad I found my family. I love you guys. I'll go step down. Okay. Thank you.
All right, man. We appreciate you. Let me do this here. Who else can come up and if anyone heard clearly any words being stated in when I had her live with the echoing going on? If anyone had done that, please come up. You have to be over 18. No foul language. No cursing. No drinking. No smoking. So I want to know if anyone heard, like a whole sentence, because when I had my earpods on, I'm hearing, I'm getting like all the echoing of my voice. So, obviously for me, it's different. And, so who did hear something? And was able to make out the words during the echoing on Jay Niner's when she was up here with me? Just small bits. Okay. Yeah. Well, this show is recorded, so it's going to be on my YouTube channel. I'm bringing Half Pint back up again for a minute. Then we got to get ourselves out of here.
So I'm getting back on here.
Okay. So, that was the strangest thing that's happened in a while. Now I do know for a fact that when April's on one of her phones, the space people can play. They'll communicate through one of her old phones. With Jay Niner, she says she has a newer phone, and so when I'm wearing my earpods, I hear everything really, really clearly, every single thing. But it was the feedback that I couldn't handle, so I had to bring her down. So what did you hear? And John, what did you hear?
Hey, Commander.
Good morning.
Good morning. I heard a man's voice.
Listen.
But I didn't catch what it was saying. But it was definitely a male voice.
A male voice.
Correct.
Half Pint, what did you hear?
So when that first started, me and Ray heard something about a green light. And you know what's really trippy? It's on this ship up here that it was flashing a green light. So
Like an orb.
Like an orb.
Right, but
so
when Jay Niner was up here, what did you hear from her when you were listening? Because I had my ear pods on, which I do. As producer of the show, I hear everything clearly in the ear pods.
So we were hearing something about a green light. So I don't know if that pertains to her in some way. Like if that's how they're trying to contact her or something.
Or saying they're good.
Or saying that, just letting her know that they're good, that they're not bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they say they utilized her technology of the phone to communicate with her. But by doing that, she was live with me, and obviously their communications reverberated her phone, and my voice was reverberating probably all the way out into space. So I got to get out of here. But I just wanted to get a quick view as to what.
Ray used to work at McDonnell Douglas on satellites, and he said that sounded like a satellite transmission. They were trying to talk to her. They're using our satellite.
Yeah. You know what? I can't believe you just said that, because if that's the case, when I'm speaking with her, my voice is traveling throughout space on some sort of like echoing thing. I call it an echo, but it's transmitting the voice into many thousands of miles into space. So if my voice is coming back to me from space, that would make perfectly good sense.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep, but I seriously
I'm
think
gonna have to meditate on this.
Communicate.
Yeah, we just had the most weirdest thing happen this morning on this show. It never ceases to amaze me. If you watch my show and watch all my shows, most times something very cosmically strange happens. It always does, and it has this morning. So this show will be on my YouTube channel. Ashtar Command Spaceship News is my channel. Just go there. You can watch all the encounter shows. And that's why this show is different from any other UFO show, because weird things do happen here. They do. I'm used to it already. So yeah. All right. So everybody have a great day. I want to thank John for coming up here. Thank you. Jay Niner. We're going to have Jay Niner back here unless the space people use her phone and communicate, and we have to hear reverbs in my earphones. I don't know. But Jay Niner, thank you. We're going to have to come back. Jay Niner says she's alone, and I really need to do some more interviews with her. We need to check out Jay Niner's page and see what she's got to show us. Everyone, thanks for your gifts. Please have a great day. We'll be on tonight at 11 for the most popular late night show, Encounters. Take care, everybody. We're going to go down here in a minute.